I just like that they're not really attracted to each other. That is crazy dog behavior. How to feel about that? Tiring. Really thought that I was gonna fail. So freaking fun. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to a new video. I honestly haven't filmed a reading vlog in a while. I took a little break from filming reading vlogs just because I was kind of stressed about doing them. So I took a little bit of a break and now we're back. As you can tell from the title below, I'll be attempting to read the entirety of my November TBR in this reading vlog. The keyword here is attempt because out of the 8 books that I picked for my November TBR, I have 5 books left. Right now it is November 19th. So I have 10 days left in the month to finish 5 books. And let me tell you, they're not easy books. I have a mixture of genres. I have 2 books more than 500 pages. I have 2 classics. I just feel like this is going to be a pretty challenging situation. I might not be able to finish it, but I'm gonna try my best to read those 5 books. I obviously, realistically, don't think it's going to happen. Right now, personal life has been a little bit difficult and I am dealing with a few things. So the first book that we're gonna be picking up for this reading vlog, I have picked out already because I am gonna be reading this for like a TikTok series that I'm currently doing. And I figured why not also read it on this reading vlog, and it is Quicksilver by Callie Hart. Also, Brimstone just came out, which is why I kind of wanted to read this so that maybe if I like it, I will get the second book after this year ends because I'm on a book buying ban. This is Quicksilver, which is a very popular book talk book. I think I want to say last year, to be honest. I didn't like the old covers. I didn't like the character name. Our main character is called Kingfisher for some reason, and so I never picked it up, but it's time and a lot of people have been pushing for me to read this book, so we're going to read Quicksilver. I know it's Fae, and then I think our main character ends up in the Fae world accidentally, and hopefully we'll get through as much as possible in this reading vlog. Again, I'm not aiming to get everything read. Let's get into Quicksilver. I am currently still reading Quicksilver. This is the book. I just started reading this today. I actually didn't pick it up yesterday because I wasn't in the mood for it. And then I read up until chapter 5. I'm now at chapter 6, which is around page 67. And for a while, I had a really hard time getting through those pages for some reason. It was just really hard to read. But then now I'm at a part of the book where I feel like the plot is finally moving. This is where things are going to get exciting. So I'm honestly quite excited. I'm excited because I think we're going to get to know our main character very soon. I'm going to continue reading after I finish doing some editing because I am quite busy today. Those are my current thoughts. I will give you guys more updates hopefully tonight if I do end up reading a lot more. That is it for now. I'll see you guys later. I haven't given you guys any updates and I have just been busy these past few days, and it's currently Saturday night. I haven't actually gone through a lot of this book because I haven't had time to read, and it's currently 9 p.m. but honestly I am tired, and so I haven't read a lot. I'm at page 136 right now in the middle of chapter 10, and I do like where we're at right now with the storyline, and I finally understand what this book actually is. And we have gotten to know Kingfisher. I'm starting to not really get bothered by his name. I at first didn't really like his name, but then now I'm just not really caring too much because they call him Fisher and not Kingfisher, and he is very much a angsty, broody main character, and I really like his character. I also like the fact that our main characters don't necessarily like each other right now. I just like that they're not really attracted to each other. Quite surprised by how much I'm enjoying the writing and the storytelling. I haven't really understood much about the world yet. There's a lot of things that's still very mysterious, but I am excited to get to know more. So we're going to continue on reading, and I am gonna sleep earlier tonight. Tomorrow I think is more or less another busy day. I'm just hoping that Monday will be like a good reading day. So it is Monday. Currently it is 12 p.m. and I'm honestly feeling extremely exhausted because I had a really early morning today. I woke up at 5 in the morning, and the entire morning I was in the hospital, but now I'm back. I did a lot of waiting, so I had time to read, but I just couldn't focus because I was so tired. But I have gone to chapter 18. This is page 253, almost halfway through, which my goal today is just to get halfway through at this point. I'm not even expecting to get to 100 pages. So far I'm really enjoying this because we have gotten a bit of romance. They're really focusing on the fantasy plot, the world building, and getting to know our characters, which I really, really like, because I feel like all of these characters, they have something that they're hiding, and we don't even really know what Kingfisher is trying to hide or his past and what he has done. We haven't really gotten explanations, and I love the secrecy. I love like the guessing game. So I'm really liking this. I do admit that I don't really like our main character, Ceres. Yeah, I don't really like her just because I feel like her disdain, her dislike of Kingfisher, as well as his friends and the people who's around him, is really because of his race as a fae. And yes, Kingfisher's not really a good person. He is kind of mean and sarcastically dry, but I think he doesn't warrant that kind of hate from Ceres. I think Ceres really doesn't like him because he's Fae, because of what she learned in the past. A lot of that is just judgment from what she heard of, you know, in history. And so I don't really like that she is hating on him right now. However, I think we have gotten a little bit of a shift. I think she's starting to realize that, like, you know, things are not what she thinks it is, and she is starting to see a different side to him. So I'm really excited. Obviously, I need to get some work done first. So I'm gonna quickly get some work done, and then I'm gonna read, and then I need to film videos today. Today's like a very big filming day. That is it for my update on Quicksilver. I am going to go now. I'll give you guys more updates later on in the day. Very good news. I have reached chapter 28. This is page 418. I started at, I think, page 200, which means I have read more than 200 pages today, which is so much more than I could expect to be able to read today. I'm really, really happy. Things are going great. I think for the most part, my main issue is that the world building and the magic system and the powers that these Fae have is not really explained very well, and I'm not really too sure what's going on. The magic and how it works, I really don't understand. I don't understand why Kingfisher is so powerful and where it's coming from. It's not really explained. And I'm not too sure if the author purposely is keeping that a secret because it's connected to some other things. Because right now there's a lot of secrecy, especially with Kingfisher's past. Things are going great. Like, I really love the romance in this book. The tension is so good. I wouldn't say it's fully slow burn, but I do like that there's still lots of banter and lots of like back and forth, lots of chemistry and tension. So I still really enjoy this. And honestly, I love our main character. He seems like the type that's broken and broody and angsty, and he makes jokes and sarcastic remarks because he wants to hide his guilt and his pain. I don't know why. I don't know what it is about these kind of characters, but I love them so much. I feel like I'm gonna enjoy this. Yes, maybe the world building is not very well built right now, but I don't know what it is, but I just feel like this book is really interesting. The pacing is keeping my attention. I want to continue reading more, and we are getting to know a few more side characters that probably is going to play big roles, and I really want to get to know them more. I am going to go to sleep because right now it's almost 10 p.m. and again, I had a very early morning, so I'm exhausted. That is it for my update on Quicksilver. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Last 40 pages of Quicksilver. I'm nervous. Let's do this. Oh wow. What? No. No. You're joking. You're joking. I did not expect that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Guys, this is crazy. Oh my god. Ah! Ah! What? Oh my god. Oh, this is painful. Oh my goodness, that just happened. I'm overwhelmed. Oh! Wait a minute. Oh, this is crazy. It is actually 28th of November. I think it's been almost 3 days since I last updated you guys. I wasn't in the mood to read The Lost Ticket, which I said I was gonna pick up The Lost Ticket. Did I even tell you guys I was gonna pick this book up? I've already completely given up on picking up the two classics on the TBR, and so I was planning on just trying my best to finish reading The Lost Ticket and Thorns and Fire. I finished Quicksilver. I think I didn't tell you guys I finished Quicksilver. I really like that book. I loved it so much. It was such an amazing read, especially the last 100 pages was so good. And there were so many plot reveals that I enjoyed a lot. I did not expect that. And I really wanted to give it 5 stars because everything about this book, honestly, was great. World building, pacing, the characters, the romance was so good. But there was one thing I did not like, and it was the lack of information on the magic system, especially the powers that these fae have. They don't really explain to you why this person is stronger than the other and what kind of powers they have. Could not give it 5 stars because of that particular point, which I think is very important in a fantasy book. So I rated this 4.5, and then I immediately picked up The Lost Ticket. Right now it is 28th. It is at night. It's almost 9 p.m. My goal is to read this as much as I can tonight, as much as possible, like 200 pages, cross my fingers. Right now I have read until page 42. We're in the middle of a chapter. If you don't know what this book is, it is a contemporary romance. You're following Libby, who just broke up from a very long-term relationship, and she moved in with her sister. She is lost in her life because she has been with this same person all her life, and now she has broken up. And she takes the 88 bus, and in there she meets Frank, who then tells her the story of how he fell in love with a woman in the year 1960 something, but he lost touch. He don't know where she went, and up until now he's still trying to find her. And so Libby goes on to help Frank find basically his one true love. I haven't really gone to that part yet. We're still getting to know Libby as well as her family background. I always feel a sense of attachment to characters that are in long-term relationships because I was in one. Although I did end up marrying the guy, I still feel an attachment to people who were in long-term relationships. So I want to get to know more about Libby. I want to get to know more about the storyline. I just wasn't in the mood to read, especially a physical book. I'm not really too sure why. I just wanted to read on the Kindle these past few days. Right now I am kind of forcing myself to read this book because I really want to finish it before the end of November. We're on crunch time here. Hopefully I will be able to read more in the weekends. And if you guys do not know, weekends for me are a little bit more difficult. I'm usually out and about on the weekends. So I'm gonna stop yapping. I'm gonna pick up The Lost Ticket and hopefully we'll read a lot. Quick update before I go to sleep because I'm about to go to bed. I'm really tired. It is currently like 10:30, I think. Yep, it's 10:30 and I have gone to halfway. So proud of myself because I did not expect that, but I've gone to halfway. This is chapter 25, page 170, and something just happened that I honestly did not expect that to appear. And I don't have the biggest problem with that trope, but I think some people will be a little bit irked by it. I'm not too sure if it's a spoiler or not. I don't know how to feel about that, but we'll see how it goes. I want to see how this plot point is going to shift the entirety of the book. I do really like the storyline though. I really like where we're going so far with this. The romance is really not the forefront of this book. It really does feel like a woman's fiction book, focusing on Libby's growth, on her figuring out her life, the socioeconomic statuses, the difference in some people wanting wealth and success compared to people just wanting to be happy, and a lot of the topics that just is very realistic when it comes to our world now. I'm gonna continue reading The Lost Ticket tomorrow. I'm exhausted, so I'm gonna go to bed. My hair is a mess. Also, I sound super nasally and stuff because I just woke up. We have some reading updates. I actually read a little bit more yesterday night before I went to sleep, and I got to page 246. So I read 200 pages yesterday, and so we're gonna continue reading the entire day today. I have less than 100 pages left to the end of this book, so I'm gonna try and read it this morning. So far things are going well, but I want to see what's gonna happen next. I am very curious about Libby and her sister, and then I want to know what she's gonna do with her ex. I have officially finished reading The Lost Ticket by Freya Sampson. I did finish it today. I'm so happy I finished it because I really thought that I was gonna fail, but then I ended up finishing it just now, and I'm so happy I got it done. I feel a mix of emotions when it comes to reading this book. In the beginning, I did like getting to know Libby and her growth and seeing how she's gonna deal with situations. But then in the middle, something happened to her, which I did not expect that coming. But more so, I didn't know if that was going to be a trope that was used properly in how the plot is gonna progress in the future. And then things happened, and there was a scene with Libby and Frank that I thought wasn't really dealt very well. There was no explanation by the end of how it was talked about. I just felt like the trope that appeared did not really bring about that many changes to the plot. I guess you can say a part of it had to happen because of Libby and her ex, but then after that, things went a little bit haywire and I was just a little bit confused. I also felt like the romance, although it was cute and simple and easy, it really was not important to the storyline. It was at the background and it just did not play a huge role in the book, to which I've come to the conclusion that this book is not a romance. It feels really like a woman's fiction. Overall, I think I'm rating this like a 3 stars. I'm still sitting on it right now. On one hand, I get teary-eyed thinking about Frank and Libby's relationship, as well as Libby's relationship with herself and her family. But then at the same time, just felt like some of the aspect of this book was very lacking. And now we're just gonna jump into my last book, which is Thorns and Fire by Helen Scher. I have like tonight and tomorrow to finish this. With that being said, tomorrow is a busy day, but I'm just gonna try and get through this as much as I can. This is the second book of the Ashes of Desmar series, and the first book is called Iron and Embers. Also, my dogs are crying. The both of them are there. They're still very active. The first book ended off at a very horrifying, not a cliffhanger, I would say, but I think it was just a very bad third act conflict. I want to know what's gonna happen in this book, so I'm actually excited to pick it up. Oh my god, my dog is scratching at the door. Can you see him? Can you see him? That is crazy dog behavior. I'm going to go now. I'm gonna read Thorns and Fire. Hopefully we'll read a lot tonight. Hopefully. Okay, hello guys. It is time for an update because it's currently 10:40, I think. Yeah, almost 10:40. I'm actually really tired. I really want to go to sleep. I got to chapter 15. This is page 110. I am pretty happy that I've read this much. Again, I thought I would read a lot more, but you know what? It's fine. And I might do a little bit more reading with the lights off and everything on my Kindle because apparently it's on KU. So current thoughts on the book. I do like it so far. It's a very romance-driven romantasy, really focusing on the relationship between Ren and Torge and their storyline and how the plot kind of follows the romance. But I really want to know more in terms of the world and what's going to come out from here, because right now they're really just focusing on the romance. I feel like with Helen Scher, that's one of the things that happens with her books, especially with Legend of Desmar. I remembered book 2, it was just romance and romance and romance. It was barely any world building. Hopefully we will see a lot more world building, because right now it's mostly romance. Let's just see how it's gonna go. I do have brunch tomorrow and then I have tennis in the evening, but I'm gonna try my best. So let's hope I can wake up early tomorrow and do some reading in the morning. But that is the end of this update. I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Here's the deal. I did not finish the book. I did not finish it. I stopped at like 50% when I went to sleep. I could not. I was so tired. I couldn't focus, and I didn't want to force myself to continue on reading. I officially have failed, but I'm gonna give myself some grace. Juggling things in my life has been a little bit difficult, juggling filming, editing, having a job, and also trying my best to upload on all of my socials, and also reading, and also having a social life is just extremely tiring. It's fun. I do like doing this, and I love putting out content for you guys to watch. But again, juggling these is not that easy, so I'm gonna give myself some grace, okay? And I will allow myself to finish this book today, and if I do finish it, we're gonna include it as a November read. Right now, I am at 61%. I'm reading it on the Kindle because it's a lot easier. I have about 120, 130 pages left. I think I can finish it. I am kind of busy this morning, so I don't know what's gonna happen, but I do have a lot of things to do. Yes, I will not be doing Bookmas. By the time you guys see this, you probably don't even know this, but I'm not gonna do Bookmas. I am just very busy. But yeah, I'm gonna stop here. I'll see you guys later. I look like a train wreck. I do have some good news. I didn't film anything, no B-roll whatsoever, because I was just so focused on trying to get Thorns and Fire done, and I also had to do lots of filming, lots of editing today. My head is about to explode. It is currently 5:30 p.m. I was so happy when I got to the final chapter because that means I finished this. I did really like this one. I'm really thankful that this book wasn't like a filler middle book in a trilogy, and I also really liked that although this was very romance driven, they really focused on the world building and other aspects of like the magic and the alchemy. I really liked that there was a lot of communication in this book because that first book was so painful to read about, but I liked that everything was solved in this book. It was so enjoyable, such an easy read, seeing all of the characters from the other series and just like getting the romance and the chemistry and the tension back again in this book. So freaking fun. Also just really thankful that the ending wasn't really that big of a cliffhanger. So happy about that. I love the alchemy in this book. I truly think it's very unique and it's done very well, and I really liked it. So yeah, I did enjoy this, and I did really like it. I don't know what I'm gonna rate it though. I'm so confused. I want to give it like a 4.5. I'm trying to figure out what the rating is gonna be, but I think I need to sit on it for a bit. But yeah, I'm so happy I finished it. So happy I did it. And now I need to go back to work because I need to do more editing. I am so tired. But yes, that is the end of this video. Again, I did technically fail because I didn't read the last two books. But you know what? I'm gonna take it as a win regardless. I did finish reading Thorns and Fire. That is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. And I am so sorry we're not doing Bookmas because I'm so busy. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!